Hi, I'm Shane from Lost Coast Longboarding and the Lost Longboarder blog. Today I'm going to teach you how to ride a longboard in a skate park. Many concerns when it comes to riding a longboard in a skate park is the fact that the longboard bottoms out on many of the ramps and transitions. Harsh angled transition in which a longboard would bottom out. You can see right there how the longboard bottoms out on the angle. This is going to cause your longboard to scrape up a lot. But with the right speed, this won't affect your ride. But it's one thing to keep in mind when you're riding, because if there's a harsh angle that you're not ready for, it can throw you off your board. This is an example of a transition at the skate park. It's transitioning from the floor to the wall. So that's the transition right there. And the transition you're looking for when you're riding a longboard in a skate park is a smooth transition, a rounded transition right here, because that prevents the skateboard from bottoming out. And this can be going up, it can also be going down the other side. You can see that right over here. So this is an ideal transition for riding a longboard in a skate park because it's smooth on the bottom right here when you're going up, but then on the top it's also a smooth transition. Having this smooth wide transition right here is ideal for longboarding, and then the transition goes down the other side and you're back on the ground, but it's smooth. This downslope is ideal for pumping on a longboard. When you pump, you're able to use your body weight, your momentum, to carry your momentum and push you faster. Right there, that's your pump. Here's another example of a smooth transition into a very tall quarter pipe. When longboarding in a skate park, it's important to work on your skills so you can go both forward and backward, ride and switch in either direction. This is important in this situation when you take your longboard up a smooth transition, but you don't have a tail. You don't have a kick tail to turn like most traditional skateboards. So you just have to ride back down the other way, which switches your direction, and now you're riding switch. The street section of a skate park is usually not ideal for riding a longboard in a skate park, mostly because of transitions like this gap right here. It's hard to get a longboard off the ground, so you can't just ollie over this with a longboard. Also, these steps are not great for a longboard. I mean, you can see it bottoms out, and you can't really ollie a longboard down the steps. I mean, some people probably could, but ideally it's not perfect circumstances. Anything that a traditional skateboarder would grind on is not really used when riding a longboard in a skate park. Rails, don't really use those. Here's a ramp with a good transition. The stairs are hard to use. The boxes don't really do a whole lot for a longboarder. Any ramps in a skate park have smooth transitions on the bottom, and they're flat. They have angles which are okay for the longboard, just as long as they're not too sharp. This angle right here, you can see that it's not, the longboard gets close but it doesn't bottom out. When riding a longboard in the skate park, in the bowl, in the vert section, this is fun. This is surfing the cement. This is what you want to do. But when you go into the bowl, traditional skateboarders drop in right off the coping. Boom, with a longboard, no tail, it's not really ideal to drop in. What you're looking for with a longboard, again, smooth transitions is key. This is the perfect example of a smooth transition in a skate park. So you can drop in, you can see the roundedness helps the longboard so it doesn't bottom out. You can drop in fast, you can build up speed down the drop and carry it through the turn. Right here is a prime example of a smooth transition in the middle of a skate park. Alright, another important part about longboarding in the bowl, in the vert, is the transitions. I know I keep saying that. And you want to roll in But sometimes the roll-in isn't smooth, flat. Sometimes you're gonna have to choose an angle, because that's sometimes how the roll-ins are made. And this one comes in kind of flat, but I'm gonna show you, if this was coping and it was only rounded over there, it helps to prevent the bottoming out. If instead of coming straight down like that, if you come at an angle, so your board's more like this, and when you come down, being at an angle, it's like a lowrider car coming into a driveway. Being at an angle makes it so your board's more level and doesn't bottom out as much. I'm riding a longboard in a skate park. This bank turn shape is my favorite. It's kind of like a horseshoe with two corners. This is very ideal for pumping through the longboard. As you can see, the smooth transitions in the corners making the bank turns. And because there's two of them in a row, you can really come in, you usually come in high on the wall, and you kind of condense your body through the turn and then push through the straightaway and then do it again through the turn. And that movement right there is really gonna pump, that's pumping, that's really gonna build your momentum throughout the whole park, throughout the whole skate park. And doing it through this turn and then going to the next turn and doing it through the next turn is gonna really help so you build speed and you go fast. Here's an example, I'll hit this turn. Keep that going. Stay tall, get high on the wall, and low in the corner. Press, press. High on the wall, low in the corner. This corner right here is an example of a very tight corner. When riding a longboard in the skate park and hitting a smooth corner like this, you usually pump through the turns, but the sharp angle makes it hard to turn so fast. In that situation, you want to get high on the wall and low on the turn. That'll help you as a rider stay on the wall.